obviously not the result you wanted midweek. Tell us a bit about kind of what you've been able to do to try and turn things around ahead of this Wycombe game and ahead of the game at Wycombe.
Well, you have to take an objective look of where we are and who's available and who's in form and injuries, as you would any week. Then you look at, very, frankly, our away form hasn't been bad. So we have to look at the game against Wycombe as an isolated match. It's the next game, so therefore it's the most important game, and we haven't let ourselves down at all away from home. In fact, we've done particularly well, considering. So I think we go into the Wycombe game, a tough opponent. I mean, we haven't beaten them there for quite a while, and they are a particularly tough opponent. An opponent I admire in terms of how efficient and how they perform. I mean, we all play the game differently, but I do admire how they play as a team, and that's largely been down to their manager and how he's driven his team, and we've got a real tough challenge there. So I look at that as in isolation, and then we come back on Monday, and we have a week to work towards our next home game, which we've got to consider that not just as a game against Grimsby, but we've also got to consider that as we have to turn the tide as what's been a poor run of results, and we've got to change by hook or by crook. We have to change that trend. We've come close to taking points off Portsmouth and other teams, but fact of the matter is we haven't. By hook or by crook, we have to approach that game and see if we can turn the tide. So, but that's after this week, not now.
Exactly.
I'm not looking at that. This next is next, and next is Wycombe.
Pressure-wise, with the results you've had, do you feel there's starting to get mounting pressure to kind of start getting more and more results because the season is starting to go now?
I'm a professional person, and my industry will show me a league every season, every week and every season, and you have ambitions and expectations within that league, and so it's obvious. You continue to put pressure on yourself because we feel it the same as anybody else. So it's about isolating our thoughts and concentrating, focusing on the things that we think are important. And you cannot physically cover everything in 1 week or lead up to every game, but we have to highlight things we think we need to work on, and we're putting different thoughts into it now than we have done a month ago. It's now a different subject, but next is next, and that's Wycombe.
Team news for Wycombe. How was the side looking? Was it? I think was it Jack Stacey or Pierce Sweeney? One or the other went off injured against midweek. How are they looking? Pierce, I think actually. Was it?
No, Pierce stayed on. Pierce is okay. He's fine.
Yeah.
Jack and Luke came off.
Yeah.
Luke suffering, with like a lot of players, with one or two sort of bruises and bumps. So I'm hoping he'll be fit for Saturday. Jordan Moore-Taylor comes back into the mix, having served his 1-match ban. Dave Wheeler's come through. I'm so delighted he came off the bench, and he then played a reserve game on Wednesday, half a reserve game, and he's back in the reckoning now. That's a big boost for us.
I was chatting to Dave, and he seems you can see the positivity in him, that he's kind of in your reckoning now. From your point of view, how great is it to have someone who you feel is getting closer to be able to come back into that starting 11 if you need it?
Well, it gives me depth, and we haven't got too many players like David, so he brings a balance and a different approach. We know what David's capable of, how he plays, so he brings something different to us. It's just great for me to have players who I can call upon, and I can make decisions, and I'm, for a while the team sort of picked itself. So, I'm delighted David's back. I really am. Lee Holmes, delighted he's come back into it. So start sort of putting it together again. I know Ryan Harley's going to be out long term. We've got the issue at centre back with Troy. That's not going to change for a while. Jordan Tilson, who would be a natural backup for that,
Yeah.
He's got a broken ankle, you know, so we can ill afford to lose Jordan or Taylor for a game or anyone else. I mean, we are sort of,
especially in that part of the park where you've.
Well, I mean, you know, it's been a topic of conversation in this office, in the changing room, on the bus, in the stands. I can hear it.
Yeah.
But I haven't got a third back four sat in the stands.
No.
You know, I've got the sort of second back fours on at the moment, and doing particularly. I thought Craig Woodman was so committed. So committed. I was very proud of some of them. I feel like Craig, so committed and put so much effort in. They all put effort in, but you know, I've got to trust in those players, and we are what we are, and I have to. There's no point with shouting at them and scolding them. They've put so much effort, and the point is, we have got a very, very fresh back four in there. We've only had 3 or 4 weeks to work with, and they're other than Craig, they've only got a dozen or so appearances between them.
Yeah.
But I'm very proud of Craig, particularly how much effort he put in. So, but the point is, I haven't got a third back four sat there in the. How many back fours can I afford to
No,
to
you
sign?
can't, can you? No.
So we've got to pick up on the mistakes or two, and we got to you know, start with that and build our performance. I've got plenty of options going forward now. I mean, Joel Grant's out, Ryan Harley's out, but we have got plenty. I'm not short of a team in the attacking position, but your defence gives you a foundation in any game. Yeah. So we'll see.
Ryan Harley wise, do you have? I mean, you said he was out kind of. You said long term. Kind of.
At least another month.
Really, yeah.
The same injury he had last November. Not sure it's quite so bad as that. He was at 12 weeks last time, but he could be 6-8 this time.
Yeah.